the Quechua-Dihi band of Winton Indians of the Calusa Indian community, the Quetzal-Dihi Winton Nation, the Yocha-Dihi Winton Nation, the Pomo bands of Lake County, and the Nisinan tribal nation. These sovereign people have remained committed to the stewardship of this land over many centuries. It has been cherished and protected as elders have instructed their young through generations. Despite centuries of genocide and occupation, these original inhabitants continue as vibrant and resilient tribes and bands, both federally recognized and unrecognized. Tribal citizens of these nations continue to be an active and important part of our Yuba Community College District community. We take this opportunity to acknowledge the land and our responsibility to the people of these original tribal nations. We are honored and grateful to be here today on their tribal lands.
Thank you, Trustee Harris.
Yuba Community College District Board of Trustees welcomes public comment on issues within the jurisdiction of the district. The Board of Trustees offers an opportunity for the public to address the board in two sections of this agenda. One, on matters not appearing on the agenda during the public comment section of the board meeting. And two, before trustees voting on items contained only in the action agenda during the board meeting. Per board policy 2350, 5 minutes may be allotted to each speaker with a maximum of 20 minutes per subject. No action or discussion shall be taken on any public comments, except that members of the board or its staff may briefly respond to or ask a question for clarification regarding statements made or questions posed by persons addressing the board under this agenda. In order to equitably facilitate public comments, members of the public joining virtually are encouraged to use the raise your hand button on their screen when prompted for public comment. Members of the public joining on the phone are encouraged to press *9 when prompted for public comment. This action will place the member of the public in the queue for public comment. The board president will call on virtually attending members of the public for comment after all members of the public attending in person have addressed the board. The board president will call virtual attendees by name or last 3 digits of the phone number listed. Virtual attendees will be unmuted when it is their turn to comment. And we do have some comments. Kimberly Bowles-Corvea.
Good evening, Chancellor Pan, board, and classified professionals. First, I would like to say welcome to the Lake County campus. We may be small, but we're mighty. I just wanted to gently remind you that classified professionals are important too. When we sit on committees, our voices should be heard fairly. There are some committees that do not respect that the classified professional votes or opinions. Please remember that we are the ones on the front lines who are the first to greet students, prospective students, and our community members. We help our students with financial aid. Most cannot attend college without it. We help with matriculation process, Canvas, homework, and a positive support environment. When the district currently offers professional development, most classified professionals cannot attend as we are assisting students with registration. We are here during the summer supporting technology installations. We are deep cleaning projects, ensuring that we are prepared for the start of the new academic year. So please, the next time you want to say, you're just classified, remember that we are all an important part of the team that is the Yuba Community College District, and it takes the entire team to help our students be successful. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next, Ryan Martinez.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have been a student here since spring of 2023. I graduated in May of 2025. And I continue to stay here while I pursue my bachelor's at OSU. There are 3 things that I would like to suggest for consideration. One is at our small campus, we truly do not have many options when it comes to science and math. We have statistics for math, but we do not have college algebra, pre-calculus, or anything that would transfer, excuse me, to a four-year university. We also do not have chemistry here, and chemistry would be another one that is desperately needed for other colleges. For me, the reason I'm still here is because I'm trying to save as much money as possible so that I can graduate at LSU. As a senior who this is their first year, because how many credits have transferred, I've saved roughly about $10,000 by simply utilizing the resources here and continuing at Woodland. With these courses not offered here, and the only courses that are those courses that are offered at other campuses, I would like to also then suggest that if we cannot get them here on campus, possibly looking into a busing system to get the students here to other campuses that do offer these in-person courses. I'm a student community resource worker here in the Basic Needs Center. And one of the most basic needs is being able to obtain their degrees so that they can in turn get jobs and careers that can support them long term. I feel as if that is outside thinking out of the box as far as busing people to colleges within the district, but it's that kind of outside thinking that I think we need. One of the ways that I think would benefit us as far as reducing costs to be able to do so would be to put electric pumps on campuses. Mendocino College currently has those on each of their campuses. I know there are grants to achieve that. And thinking into the future as we move towards electric vehicles and hybrids, I think that is something that could benefit the community as a whole as well, which would bring attention to our campus and possibly bring more students. And so I thank you all for considering this and hopefully talking to the proper channels to start the conversation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your comment. Do we have anybody online? Thank you. With that, we will move to 7.1, approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second. We have a first and a second. Any comments from trustees? Public comment? Okay, we'll start with our student advisory. In favor, say yay. Or opposed?
Let's choose.
Nay.
What's
Yay. And full board. Aye. Oh, aye. Approval of the minutes. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Okay, and a second.
A second.
Okay. Any comments from trustees? Okay, student advisory vote. Oh, you have a question.
I'm going to abstain since I was here last month.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we will go to our student advisory vote. Oh, sorry, yay or nay? Yay. And then full board?
Aye.
All right, we are going to move to our consent agenda, 9.01. And we're going to do a vote first, or a motion first.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda and pulling item 9.02 to be considered separately and removing 9.06 for a future board meeting.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. So any trustee comments? Okay, our student advisory vote? Aye. And our full board?
Aye.
Okay, so then we will move to 9.02. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Chancellor Pan.
Yes, thank you for pulling the PCA, the personnel consent agenda. It is ready to go, just except one particular agreement with the volunteer student volunteer want to assist with DSPS Woodland. After consulting with the president and Everett, we are looking at alternative ways. So when you approve PCA, please, your recommendation is not taken action on that particular volunteer.
Okay. All right, any trustee comments on this one or questions? Okay, student advisory vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Thank you.
10.01, employment of the Dean of Agriculture, Business and STEM. Do we have a motion?
For approval.
Okay, and second?
Second.
Okay, it was first and second. Dr. Pan, were you?
Yes, Vice Chair, Burbank trustees. This is an important recommendation for Woodland to hire the new Dean Agriculture Business and STEM leads. Woodland did a reorganization, so this is the Yuba College. We have a dean who workforce development. This is similar but different arrangement. I'll invite Dr. Navra to share the new recommendation. Dr. Kerry Monlatz.
Good afternoon, members of the board. It is my honor to recommend to you the appointment of our new Dean of Agriculture, Business, and STEM. Again, in alignment with the reorganization that Woodland Community College did on the instructional deans during the 25-26 academic year. Dean Carrie Monlux is our recommendation. And in accordance with district policy, the base year salary for the employee would be $168,111. The employee would receive a doctoral stipend of $3,300, and the salary placement is based on the Yuba Community College District Management Salary Schedule 5.6. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Is there any questions? No? Okay. Student advisory vote? Aye. And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 10.02, CCAP agreement between Yuba College Community District and Davis Joint Unified School District. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, first and a second. Any public comment? Chancellor Pan?
Yes, Vice Chair, Bank Trustees, this is, I'm pleased to recommend new agreement, CCAP between Woodland Community College to Davis Joint Unified School. This is a 3-year contract. The college continue under leadership of President Nara to continue look at the student enrollment partnership. Thanks.
Members of the board, similarly, our recommendation is approval of this contract. Davis Joint Unified is under the district for Los Rios. However, the courses that Davis Joint Unified are seeking are available at Woodland Community College, going through the proper education code channels and getting release and approval from the Los Rios district. We are entering this in good faith and are excited to be able to provide college opportunities to students in the Davis Joint Unified School District.
Good job.
All right. Do we have any questions? No questions. We'll move to our student advisory vote. Aye. And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Thank you.
10.03. I can't say that word. Yuba-Sutter?
Illusion.
Illusion. Thank you. Colleague, Enterprise Resource Planning ERP System Maintenance Contract.
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay. Any public comment? And Dr. Pan, will you please introduce?
Vice Chair Bank Trustees, this is a big important recommendation to enter into contract with Illusion colleague for 5 years. It is a very complex matter. We've been using this to function serve district core enterprise functions since 1998. It expires last June 30th. So after a lot of conversation, thanks to the leadership and taking this very seriously, our city bank, Crosby has entered into many negotiations. So we are reinforcing negotiation at this point. Look at the next 5 years, knowing we're not obligated to go to a cloud-based SaaS platform. Given some opportunity to evaluate, I'll invite our Chief Technology Officer Crosby to give some background. This was shared at the Finance Subcommittee. We believe it's a good background that's important for the board to understand here. David?
Thank you. Good afternoon, good evening. So as kind of a precursor to this, we've had Illusion, like he said, since the late 90s. Originally it was Datatel, was the company that owned it. And so you'll still hear Certain employees call it Datatel today, even though in 2012, Datatel and SunGuard, actually their products merged. And so at that point, the district stopped being on long-year contracts because everybody was uncertain as to what was going to happen with the new calling. First of all, this is our enterprise planning platform. So this is what handles all of our finance, all of our human resources, and all of our student information system and student records. And so it's basically the database behind our entire enterprise. In 2012, when they merged, we moved to a year-to-year contract, and what that meant was every year you're paying a 7% escalator. So your licensing went up by 7% every year. At the time, there were already some concerns with colleagues, some issues, things that had not been built yet. There were promises being made by Illusion about what they were going to do. And so the district stayed on the product line. In 2016, the district decided to move to a 5-year contract and move that escalator from 7% down to 5%. So saving significant money over that period. We then continued to look at what are the alternative options. And at the time, we renewed that contract in 2021. We were hopeful that there would be some alternative options that were starting to look possible. The Illusion secondary product banner is not really going to work for us. It has different issues, but similar types of issues. They're both built on antiquated technologies. They're both being used heavily across the state. About 83 different colleges are on either of those two products. At the time, there had been concerns prior to my arrival in 2017 about some of the concerns with the product. And so we were constantly looking at what's available. We were hopeful in 21 that Workday was going to become a viable option. They were quoting several of the community colleges at the time and trying to get into our market. The challenge was they did not have a way to handle California compliance. In 2020, right around 2019, 2020, Riverside also went with another product called Anthology. And this was built on a Microsoft Dynamics platform. And it was owned by Blackboard. You might have heard of them. We used to have that as our learning management system. So that was the other option. And then the third option would be Oracle and PeopleSoft, which is way too expensive for what we can afford. At least threefold in the basic expenses just for the licensing. And that goes up when we start talking about maintenance and the requirements for staffing, et cetera, to manage that. I bring all of this part forward because this contract is the last one I think we'll be allowed to do where we host our own student information system. As far as Illusion is purposely pushing everyone to their SaaS platform in the cloud. And when they do that, it doubles your licensing. So we would go from the numbers that you see here. You can double those, that would become our annual licensing. But you get the reduction from that 7% escalator to 3.5% or 1%. Congratulations. So that's like it or not, that's where we're headed. We actually thought we were going to be forced this round. And luckily that's not where we're at today. To not have a 7% escalator, they offered us what's called a SaaS readiness contract. You see in the first 2 years, the escalator is 2.11 and 3.98. Overall, it means we're spending about $20,000 more across the life of a 5-year contract than we would have on a 5% escalator. But the reason why I'm saying all of this is the next time this contract comes through, we're going to have a major project that impacts the entire organization. When we move to a SaaS product or we move to an online product, we are basically doing a full ERP implementation. It will be easier if we stay with Illusion on their colleague platform. It will not be easy. Just not as painful as going to a whole new system. We did not have a lot of options, which is why negotiating this has been extremely difficult because they know we don't have a lot of options. Anthology, which we were looking forward to because Riverside's been implementing it for the last 5 years. Blackboard declared bankruptcy this last September, and Illusion bought out Anthology, so Illusion now owns 3 out of the 4. Yeah. Workday had not been willing to come into California. The good news is, last week, we were in a meeting with Workday, several other schools, and the Chancellor's Office, the foundation. They have found a solution, a company that is willing to take on the ongoing compliance requirements in the Workday platform. So it's not a separate product. It's just on the Workday platform. And so they're going to start some work group sessions around that. So it's a potential viable product. We have a couple of years to be looking at it. The reality is, even if you chose today, you're talking 3 to 4 years of implementation. We need to sign the 5-year contract. That would be my recommendation. But it would also be my recommendation that over the next couple of years, we not only consider what we would need to do to move within colleague, but consider to look at our potential solutions. Right now, I only see one viable one, and that is still questionable. But I'm extremely excited that they're at least throwing their hat in the market and doing that at a large level.
Okay, any questions?
Nature software.
All right, student advisory vote? Aye. And the rest of the board? Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Devin.
Thanks, Kevin.
Okay, 10.4, critical infrastructure plan. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
First and second. Trustee Pam, will you please?
Yes,
introduce?
Vice Chair, Pro-Bank Trustees, this particular item, we had a board retreat in April for charge administration to look at some alternative plan when we originally tried to pursue SFID, School Facility Improvement District. Was not successful with Yuba County supervisors. Knowing our Yuba College's Marysville campus facility is not getting any younger. It's actually any given day, given month. It's one of those things that keeps the president, myself, and many of you awake during the night, not knowing the major electrical system. When it will recent audit showed some failures. So this plan going forward is first, let me backtrack the leadership of Vice Chancellor Cody, the District Director Willis, look at it just Marysville Yuba College itself. It's $37 million infrastructure needs, deferred maintenance. Of that 37 million, I asked them to look at most urgent, most critical. It's about $14 million, 14.69. So this presentation, this recommendation is to ask the board to consider supporting the recommendation to focus on the most critical needs of the Marysville campus. When you look at this presentation, there are color-coded. The orange and the red are those items that is either compliance issues. We will recently had a OSHA citation on the roof issues, in addition to the electric transformer system. It shows where the money will come from. We're looking at some one-time dollars. We're looking at some set aside. We're looking at some borrowing money from OPEC or pension. With the plan, how do we replenish it? This was discussed in the Finance Auditing Committee. This committee had a thorough discussion, wanted to present the recommendation to you. I know Dennis Burbank, you chaired the facilities meeting, also had a discussion. I would invite, Bill is not here, but Trustee T. Garden was in the meeting to provide additional information. Vice Chancellor Cody can answer any questions. This is really a plan B. To get us ready, we know we need to take proactive action. We do never want to be caught unprepared when something breaks down. Once it breaks down, it not only affects Marysville, can potentially the whole district.
All right, do you have questions?
I just have to reflect. I don't remember how many decades past its useful life. The basic electrical distribution system that Marysville is, but it's like several decades past its useful life. And that means that a number of boards over a number of decades have known about this, maybe looked at it, maybe not, but essentially done nothing. And this board needs to end that. And this is the first realistic proposal to start where it is most critical and move on from there. And so I'm very much in support of this proposal.
Any other questions, comments?
Okay, so I think I really appreciate this report, and I appreciate Dr. Pan bringing this to us. The Finance Committee asked for this type of report, this type of planning in order to address these needs. The only question that we had that Dr. Pan alluded to was if we have to spend these dollars or we have to make these borrowings, how do we repay those funds, because they're being borrowed from critical funds that are needed in other areas of the college for retirement and for STIRs and PERS and a variety of other kinds of things. So I know that that's something they're going to continue to work on and to plan about, but that is, I don't see any other options either. And I can certainly appreciate, and I think the Finance Committee appreciated this kind of work and responding to our original request for this kind of work. So I'm supportive of it as well.
Any questions?
Well, I just want to commend the team for putting this together, because this is long overdue, as Doug alluded to. I don't think anybody's trying to kick the can down the road, but at some point you got to come up with some solutions to remedy this situation, because we all know that a lot of the infrastructure out there is dated, especially with the electrical system that Doug talked about. And we could be out of business really fast overnight if there was a serious problem with infrastructure that is decades behind its useful life. So I commend the group and I commend the board for taking this seriously, because I don't think we have time to waste. And I know that there are other funding opportunities we're all trying to pursue to see if we can mitigate some of these costs in a variety of ways. And I think that's been accelerated, and I think will continue to. So yeah, good move.
Yeah, I just have to agree with my colleagues that this is long overdue. It's critical because it does affect the district wide, not just Yuba College, even though this
Great point.
Yuba College brainer. So it is a good proposal, the best we could do right now. So we're halfway there to what the needs are. But having said that, I want to make sure that we're aware that it's not included Wooded Community College, Lake County, or Calusa. So any other phases that we deal with later on, we make sure that we look at that. Though Wooded Community College is fairly new, now it's 36 years old, 35 years old. It's still going to need some work, as well as Lake County house here and Calusa. So just to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's not going to be this.
It's a valid point. Looks like it's a very Yuba College centric, but we got to take lessons. How do we prevent the same thing happening at the lake and the woodland? Mm-hmm. We got to set aside savings account. We got to continue to look at alternative funding sources, including geo bond. And I think we need to continue as a district to invest in getting what's out, what we contribute to local economy, what we do in raising education. We can't do it without community support. So we're not letting go that possibility, but this November is not a possibility. So this is again Plan B. We need to look at different alternatives, but for now, this is most urgent that we need to have a plan in place.
Yeah, I think urgency is the word.
Absolutely. Do you have any comments?
No, we discussed it at length in the facilities, and I agree with the need. It's very, very important. But I agree with Trustee Teagarden is having the plan of how we make sure we get back on track and repay from the sources that we're borrowing. And we're in a tough spot, but it's needed. So all of it is important.
So a minor point of this plan is when we have district-wide at the end of year savings plus, we're going to set aside 25 to 50% to go replenish. So look at the different things. With the state, the governor just signed the budget for 26, 27. Potentially, there may be some deferred monies coming to the district. We'll look at those as well.
Yeah.
And both colleges need to be looked at.
Absolutely. And in our facilities committee, we do look at district-wide, and there's a lot of need district-wide.
Yeah,
We
sure.
do look at all of it and get updates on all of it monthly.
Just a question for transparency purposes. I don't ask this in the fiscal committee, but again, what is the timeline to make sure we get this started? And or have any impact on the students? Can I answer that?
So the survey, so you may recall on the previous board meeting, there are several recommended, those are moving forward. According to what I understood at the facilities meeting, Willis talks about the most recent audit finds some systems, some electricity line leaking oil, there's one failure. So there's a timeline to follow through. It's already in progress.
Thank you.
All right, any further questions, comments? All right, we ready for a vote for student advisory vote? Aye. Aye. And the rest of the board?
Aye.
Okay, 10.05, unarmed security services. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, first and a second. Any public comment? Councilor Pan.
Yes, Vice Chair Bank Trustees, this is also a very timely, urgent switch recommendation to switch our outside external unarmed security services. We've been contracting with Bravo for almost 2 years. It started well, but knowing this is a public meeting, I want to be careful in what I'm saying, but it has not met our standards or need. We had a number of conversations with the firm. It has not been productive. Based on the feedback, based on what's happening on both district, both colleges over the last few months, year, we believe it's time for us to switch. So we did an RFP, a number of firms responded. We not only look at the least cost expensive option, but also look at the reference checks. There are other firms who are potentially these recommendations to switch to a local firm that has a good reputation with a strong reference check record, but their provisions hourly rate is not the least expensive one. But if we only look at the expense, we know we don't want to repeat the same mistake. So the again, also the finance audit committee, facility committee look at this. We're ready to, we actually notified Bravo. Their contract should board approved today. Will be moving end contract at July 30th, 31. And we immediately after this board meeting, should we get approval, working with Bravo, with Precision Incorporation to transition the transfer.
Okay. All right. Is there any questions or comments from the board?
I just have a couple of comments and questions. I think this is critical. Obviously, the safety of our community and our students and staff is of utmost importance. But I just want to remind the board that 3 years ago, that this is about $1.5 million more than 2 years ago. I'm voting for it. And I just want to point that out, that it's really doubled, more than doubled in the last 3 years. The other thing I want to point out, this firm is about $250,000 higher. I'm not questioning that it's not a good plan, but I'm saying that we need to be aware that this is getting a little bit more expensive. At least what I thought.
Yeah, one more time.
It's about $251,000 more than last firm, which is, we know that, but it's just important that we don't really know about. I do have a question though on what is now the role of this? Do we have a director of safety?
We have
About 2 years now, 3 years?
director of safety and risk management, yes.
What is that role compared to this? How does that, how is she work with this organization? Or
So she's a director contract, so reports to the Vice Chancellor core. Really coordination, serving the public face, but a resource to the colleges. So the implementation, the transition will be directly under her responsibility.
of this firm? She'll
Yes.
be overseeing this firm.
Yes,
So this current person also oversaw this firm that we're releasing.
yes.
Okay. And that's how we came to the conclusion, among other things, that it's not working out.
Well, in a cabinet discussion over the last year, both President Everett and Tony Dodson, former president, raised a lot of issues. I got involved. We had a number of meetings with the current firm, just didn't got anywhere, to be honest. It's unfortunately disappointing.
Well, in that industry, it's really hit and miss. If you
Yeah.
get one,
Yeah.
you want to stick with the good one because your liability down the road, you're limiting your liability down the road the more you're invested in a quality group, because you can end up really getting hit
Right.
legally. So I get just your concern about, but I'll tell you what, it's inexpensive to do it right, and it's really expensive to do it wrong if there's a problem. So,
It costs us double.
You know, one of the SDOTs, one of the things the cabinet spent the last, at least since I assumed the role, for 3 years, we've been looking at safety security. And also, number of discussions whether we go back to access parking fees for students.
Yeah.
After a lot of conversation, right now, we don't access anything. It's all subsidized by operating dollars. That's one of them we try to do the very best we can to minimize adding to the burden of students.
Thank you. This whole, this work. So maybe I read it and I forgot. Is this a year-to-year contract or is it a 3-year?
3 years.
This is the 3 years.
Thank you.
Trustee.
Yeah, Precision Private Security Company has a very good reputation, and I can appreciate the additional costs over the low bidders. They have a good reputation, and you look at the contract of all the support that the individual officers are going to have during their shift, in clothing, appearance, and all those kind of things. I think it was a good decision. The Finance Committee did ask for an update and on this whole transition from our own police force to the security and safety for across the whole district, because the costs are certainly gone up significantly more than the original estimation. And so this particular contract with Precision Private Security, if we choose to develop our own security firm, they have put, I think it was a 7% or something like that fee into the contract for 7% of some kind of a fee. I think 7% of our, remember, for hiring any of their officers onto our own staff in the future. And that was a good idea to negotiate that in there on both Precision's part and also on the district's part, because if we have well-trained, successful operators, 7% isn't very much as far as investing in getting the right people that are trained and already ready for the movement. But we did ask for an evaluation of this transition process, because it's well over $1 million more than what we originally talked about in going to our own security programs. So, but I support this item completely.
All right, any further comments? Okay, with that, we will go to our vote. The student advisor? Aye. Aye. And the rest of the board?
Aye.
Okay, 10.06, board members' monthly compensation. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, first and a second. Any public comment? Chancellor Pan?
Yes, Vice Chair Burbank Trustees, the state education code allows district governing board to look at their compensation in an annual basis. This board, the previous board, have elected not to adjust compensation since 2021. The Student Success Policy Subcommittee had devoted time to this discussion. Chair Harris can jump in. But looking at the history, looking at knowing that we also have student trustees serving on the board, we need to be attentional, pay attention to not only the elected trustee, but student trustees. Based on those, it's recommended the policy allows the board to raise no more than 5%, but also in reference to the any labor contract negotiation, use that as a reference point. That's how we arrived at the recommendation at the 3.3%, which is about $14.23. Should the rise gets approved, it's moving in a direction. Again, let me invite Chair Harris to talk about this. Was discussed.
No, I think you covered it. There was Trustee Ortiz raised interest to me personally about some pending legislation, AB 2528, which does talk about compensation of community college trustees, but it doesn't really impact what we're doing here at all. It maintains that limit of 5% per year. It establishes new caps that are caps of compensation, which are pretty high, but none of us will be alive by adding 5% a year when we get to that. So that's not an issue. There are some things in that legislation about additional notice requirements when the board takes up an action item to increase compensation, which we're obligated by law to do once a year. And there's also some provisions about exempting the compensation for student trustees from financial aid consideration, which is nice to have that in law. But it hasn't become law yet. So it's sort of related, but not really relevant to what we were talking about. But yeah, I counted back, and in the past 12 years, the compensation has been raised twice. So I think it's time.
Any other comments from the board?
Well, this is never a comfortable thing for a community to, I don't care, they don't really look at the $14. They just look at the fact that they raised their pay. Thank God we're not the city of New York where the city council just raised their pay through the roof. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things that's awkward. It's just no one's getting rich here, so.
Any further comments? All right, with that, we will start with our student advisory vote.
Aye.
Aye. And the rest of the board?
Aye.
All right, we will move to our information items. 11.01, annual review of administrative procedures for 2025-2026 fiscal year. Chancellor Pan.
Yes, Chair, Bank trustees. This first action information item is every year. We share with the board for information all the AP changes, new APs that share with the board in the month of July. I want to recognize Cherise, who really spent a lot of time, did an annual AP tracking spreadsheet. You actually can see of all the APs new that either no change, minor changes, or subsequent changes on this tracking sheet that help us to get organized. What I want to also call your attention that at this item, AP 6700, this is recently shared. So the administrative procedures does not need a board approval. We do share, discuss, get input from the district consultative communication council DC3. This was shared with DC3 recently. This AP 6700 including fee schedule updates, labor costs. In it, you'll look at, we look at 3 groups. Group 1, those for nonprofit, we only charge utilities and labor fees. Group 2 are those who are partners, community partners within district service areas. Similarly, we charge labor, supplies, and utilities fees, but no rental fees. Group 3 will be for-profit, political entities, religious entities. In addition to supplies, rent, labor fees, we do charge the rental fees. So that's listed here. This is very timely, and also, in fact, we're a little bit behind the 8 ball. I appreciate the Vice Chancellor Cody did some research looking at benchmarking the policy APs from other districts, come up with this new set of fee schedule labor rates. We are able to answer any additional question you may have.
All right, any questions? Okay. No questions. We will move to 11.02, district and college convocation dates.
Right, so this is every year we're getting ready for the district, both colleges convocation. They're on the same day. It's coming very soon, actually, July 30th. For both colleges, should your schedule allows, let us know. We'll get you ready.
Denise, can you enlighten me, Chancellor Pan,
So
enlighten me about district convocation versus either of the college convocations?
So the college convocations, obviously, both colleges on August 14th is the beginning of the new academic year. That's including professional development. The district convocation is really for district services, including administrators, classified employees we do during the summer. When these employees will be busy when they cannot participate in the college's convocation because they're getting class ready, getting new semester under the way. So we do a yearly district convocation that focuses on building community, answer questions. We do sometimes have guest speakers. We present workshops. I provide district updates. So we've been doing that for a while.
Like team building kinds of things?
Yes. We also, therefore, this year, we may have folks coming to talk about how do you save for retirement, how to buy a house, how to use ETA, those kind of activities.
Thank you.
All right, any further questions?
I would make a comment about that same topic on the district convocation. I would encourage the trustees to attend. It's normally not attended very well by trustees, but it's a great opportunity to interact with our classified staff and to give them some encouragement and show how much they're valued and how much they're appreciated. They have they do have the team building activities. There's also some workshops and some training that they also receive. So I've attended almost every one of the district level convocations and the college level convocations for the last 12 years. And I'm very happy that I do that. Gives me a much more robust understanding and appreciation for the hard work of each and every one of the groups that are involved there. And you also, the strategic plans that each college has at the convocations, the college presidents historically have presented those strategic plans to the full staff and everyone that's there. Those that were not a part of developing it and so on, but are part of the college. And that's been a really positive, encouraging event also. So I encourage, if you can attend those, I've benefited greatly by being able to go, and I would encourage you to go too if you can.
Any further comments or questions on these? All right, we will move down to 12.01, Yuba College report.
Good evening. Want to just share with you a few things that are happening this summer at Yuba College and want to highlight some amazing students of ours. They had an opportunity. Our Upward Bound students, 2 of our high school students actually went to Washington, D.C. They were 2 students out of the entire North State Upward Bound programs. Actually, all of the TRIO programs they were selected to attend. And so out of 100 students that attended this amazing opportunity through the Council of Opportunity Education, along with our programs. So essentially our students had the opportunity, were selected and had the opportunity to speak to on Capitol Hill, speak to our senator and advocate for the great work that's happening here in Yuba and Sutter counties, and how do we support and advocate for ourselves. So it was a leadership opportunity as well as an opportunity for our students to be able to share what those dollars that the federal government is putting towards our Upward Bound program, really what that does. And so it was an amazing opportunity that our students, our high school students had to represent us. And so we're really proud of them and the work that they're doing, and really proud of our Upward Bound staff and the work that they do to support our students and help them. So wanted to share that. There's more information there for you to read about. Also wanted to make sure you know that we are continuing throughout the summer. We continue really critical services, especially in our basic needs. So we have the food pantry. We have a farmers market that we collaborate with local farmers to provide local food to our students. And also it is an opportunity for us to get ahead of, there's a new assembly bill that is put into place, but we are also, it's a pilot to provide our classified professionals with food as well. And so to have access to our food pantry, with students being the main individuals. It's AB 124, I believe. And so this farmers market was the first farmers market that we also not only provided to our students, but also opened up and provided resources to our classified professionals as well. And so we will continue to do that in alignment with AB 124 and that new pilot, and making sure that everyone in our community has access to food. And so wanted to highlight that. And wanted to again invite you to all of the activities that are happening during Professional Development Week. We would love to see you at our events at Convocation. There was one event that is happening that is not listed, and I wanted to give you just a heads up. If you are available on August 12th at 4:30, I will put this also to you. I will send a personal invitation, but at 4:30 on August 12th, we are having a new faculty reception. And so I want to make sure, if you would like to join us, to welcome these new faculty that we are hiring and bringing to campus, and to be part of our culture. And so would love to have you at that. And I will definitely make sure to get you the more specific details, but wanted to put that on your radar. So that is all for Yuba College's report this evening.
Thank
you.
And congrats again.
Thank you.
12.02, we're left.
Good evening, members of the board. Summer does not slow down for Woodland Community College, and most definitely doesn't slow down for our students. So wanted to highlight a few items in this month's article. The first is related to and aligns with one of the topics you approved earlier, which is related to dual enrollment. We continue to expand college access, provide early opportunities, affordable opportunities to our community. So this is just one of the locations that we offer dual enrollment opportunities. So you'll see there in the feature article highlighting the growth that we've seen in the last 2 years. And we believe that will provide tremendous impact long-term as more individuals through our region have, again, early access to college and get to see themselves as college students. Couple of other things, our students are busy. We have MESA students, 5 MESA students that have research fellowships right now at UC Davis. They're paid research fellowships. These are undergraduate students, and just to show you how rare this is, most students don't actually even get research opportunities when they are at a 4-year institution, let alone at a community college. So really proud of our students that are participating there, and they'll come back. Either a couple of them will come back to finish their degree at Woodland, others will move on to transfer to regional 4-year institutions. And then we also were excited, was excited to attend the gallery recognition on the Kingsley Merit Awards, where a student from Woodland Community College submitted their art piece and their art installation and was selected for an award. And the other key piece about this is that they had an opportunity to have a full month exhibit at the Crocker Art Museum. It is beautifully placed. Our students' featured piece was the cover piece for the program for the Kingsley Merit Awards. So we were really proud, had a big contingency there cheering our student on. Want to really publicly thank our Professor Manuel Rios, who make sure that students are aware of these opportunities and so that the arts can live on and be recognized in our community. So just a couple of things that our students are doing, and similarly, we look forward to sharing more details. You'll receive more information about our convocation, the sessions, and our program. And we're ready to kick off the academic year and begin implementation of Purpose 2030. With that, happy to answer any questions.
Just exciting stuff for your students.
That's great.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Any questions or comments?
Outstanding.
Great. It's very great that you want to extend the improvement of arts that I want to show the students. I do also, I think I have another, what's it called, like a contest or something that I can able to share you with.
That would be great.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
please
good.
pass it along. We'll share it and post it for our students.
Okay,
Yeah.
hopefully that is in the requirement. I'm pretty sure it is. And it's international too.
Great.
Mhm.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Oh, we've been doing everything nationally. Why not go international?
Yeah, bring it on.
Yeah, we can do it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Chancellor Kim?
Yes, this is Carissa Morehouse's second week as the interim president. Her first board meeting. Congratulations, looking forward to support your work, working with you. In your action item earlier, when you approved the PCA, you approved Devin Crosby to move over to the faculty. I want to take this opportunity to thank him, to recognize him since he rejoined the district in 2017, took on different, not only the CTO, but he served as the interim for the HR for about a year and a half, helped out with major negotiations. I'm happy he stays in district. I'm disappointed he's leaving me behind, but we want to thank you for your leadership.
Yeah.
I'm not embarrassed you or anything.
So with that, I'm starting a direct appointment search for interim CTO, also initiating search for interim VCEP Vice Chancellor for Educational Planning. Just want to take a moment to thank the negotiation team. The district negotiation team worked hard, including both Vice President Samantha Danner and Kathy Sorensen, Chris, Cody, and Devin really worked hard to get us where we are. We know the faculty yet to ratify the technical agreement, but this is record speed with a lot of positive exchanges. We hope to continue. We want to also thank the board for your direction, your support, setting the tone. That's the bit of my report.
All right, thank you. Board committee reports. Finance and audit, trustee Cornelius, President Cornelius is not here. Who else is on that? Finance? Would one of you like to do the report?
I'll let figure
I don't think I have anything additional to say other than what we've already covered by action items today and in those discussions that we've already covered. So I don't think I have an additional item.
Okay,
I
thank you.
agree. We discussed quite a bit.
Thank you. Facilities, I am the chair of that one, so I will take that. We had a conversation about building 300 and the remodel on that, and it is out to bid for the renovation and the furnishings. Let me see if I can take my notes. 100B, we do have hopefully a completion date by April of 2027. So the student services building, I'm excited to see that one get done. We did learn that when they are doing that they will move the student services over to building 1100 so that everything stays going while it's renovated. Let me see. We had a conversation about the electrical system and some of the things that are failing, and it's pretty scary. There's several buildings that are in danger, so I'm so glad that we took action on that tonight. Let me see, was phase 1. Some of it they're going to test again in 12 months. Some of it they're going to test again, I believe, in 6 months. And let me see what else. The field for Yuba College did not include installation, so we had to look at that and have a conversation on that, and it has to go out to bid. It will extend the timeline by several months on that one. So other than that, I think we had conversations about everything else that was in our report. So with that, policy and student success, Trustee Harris.
Yeah, we met July 1st. Also, we had a discussion that culminated in the motion on trustee compensation earlier tonight. We also had a discussion that was inspired by a comment at a board retreat about the time limitations on public comment as to try to see if there was if we needed to do something to balance the interests of public access to the board and with the interest of efficient meetings, efficient use of meeting times. And what we decided was actually Chancellor Payne's suggestion that we decided probably would be a good idea to make this an agenda item at a future board retreat, so we can look at that seriously. We didn't have any recommendation one way or another. We reviewed with approval several future resolutions, Native American Day, Labor Day, National Hispanic Heritage Day, and Patriot Day. And that's basically it.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll move to trustee reports. Our student trustee, Annabella Cruz.
No reports. I'm still getting to know what day would the associate students of Yuba College, the student government, when they're going to have their meeting for their first meeting, so I can able to attend.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have nothing to report. Trustee Cassidy.
Just want to point out a couple of things. I missed last month's board meeting. On a last minute trip to, I was invited back to Washington, D.C. for our new congressman to get signed in. Sutter County resident James Gallagher, a former assemblyman and former Sutter County supervisor. and fifth generation farming family from the region. And it was quite interesting to be there for that swearing in the United States Congress, to see that and see all the people there and see Mike Thompson give him a big hug, which was kind of interesting. And in talking with James, I hosted an event for them the night before the swearing in, and talked to Mike about doing some things to help us with Yuba College as we go forward. Facilities wise, hopefully we were able to find some additional funds there, but I think we'll get a little bit of additional horsepower now with James being so close to our community, and hopefully we can find out some ways to really get some more financial support for what we need to get done at that college, the whole college system. Obviously, every one of our campuses could use some support to enhance the educational experience for our students. I will tell you that James has been drinking out of a fire hose since he took the role, as you can only imagine, under the circumstances he took it. And life goes on in the communities that these people serve. And it's amazing to see how much they can accomplish in a short period of time. So stay tuned. I think James will do a really, really good job. I would also like to ask everyone to keep in their thoughts and prayers the Belza family. They've had a significant, we have 2 members of the Belza family in our Hall of Fame, Athletic Hall of Fame, and they've had a significant family event that'll come out in the next few days. But if you could keep the family in their thoughts and prayers, they're big supporters of the college and have been for a long period of time.
All right, thank you. Trustee Teagarden?
Well, I was just, haven't attended many meetings in the last 30 days, but I would just commend President Morehouse for stepping into the position, and I think you mentioned something about a fire hose, and I think I can understand that, and I can only imagine. I look forward to the attending as many of your items this year as I possibly can. And also with Devin Crosby, I certainly agree with the outstanding ovation that he was given and recognition. But, while you were working here, you just kind of took on more and more roles. And I don't understand why you didn't keep the ones you have and take on that would have solved several of the issues that we have. But congratulations, and I know you're going to look forward. You're going to do a great job at Yuba College in technology. So thank you very much for.
Is it too late to make that motion?
All right, Trustee Harris.
I also want to reiterate the extreme appreciation for Devin Crosby's contribution over the period that I've been a trustee. It's been remarkable what a consistent and steady influence that you have been. So much appreciation. I hope you enjoy the classroom as much as we have enjoyed having you serving the board. The other thing is, I sort of didn't really ever expect this to happen, but my wife and I have a new appreciation for the campus here, in that we both sort of dropped the size in our clothing, and now we have a place to take the old clothing that we're not wearing anymore and donate it to the Basic Needs Center. And it's been a wonderful relationship, actually.
It's always good to downsize in more than one way, right?
Yeah, it's the best time, yeah.
All right, Trustee Garcia.
No report.
Trustee Ortiz.
Got 2 comments. I want to thank Dr. Navid for another great year in your leadership at college, and also congratulated Deb for his new faculty position. I remember just a month ago, he was sitting at the front, now he sits at the very back. That didn't take long. But thank you.
And nice job tonight, Denise. That was a big step up from Bill. Thank you.
Hey, I told you we're going to be in the valuable. I would like to echo, thank you, Devin. And yes, you stepped up, and it shows your dedication to the district. So thank you. We appreciate you. Welcome, President Morehouse. We look forward to working with you and see where you take us while you're in that seat. And of course, President Navarrete, you're always doing amazing things. I'm so excited for the things your students are doing. When have we heard about the Aspen? When does that, do we know?
Neither college made it to the top 25, but we had such a great graduation year that I'm not losing hope for next year.
There we go. All right. With that, our next scheduled board meeting is Thursday, August 13th at Woodland. And if you have any future agenda items that you would like to add to our list, please let the chancellor know. And with that, we are going to adjourn.
Watch, you can support or sponsor. Help keep the community aware with Yuba-Sutter.LIVE.